Welcome to the Ride of My Life podcast. I'm Caroline Rena, and I will be sharing with you what it's going to be like to go out on the road for a few months while working through emotions and challenges that go along with it. As I develop my knowledge and awareness, I hope to connect with you while I'm on this journey. Hey everyone, welcome to the Ride of My Life. I'm Caroline Rena, and first I'm going to just explain my technological challenges because I'm working on finding another way to do the podcast, and so bear with me if for whatever reason the audio is kind of messed up. I've heard some reports that it was messed up. I don't know what that is, but just wanted to just share that I'm finding another way of doing this. But in the meantime, it's when I first started this particular blog, it was actually the 1st of December. So everything was kind of feeling surreal at that point. It still is. And on that day, I felt complete with the holiday visits with friends, and now moving into, well, at that time, moving into a preparation mode. Just basically finishing up with what I'm doing with the pictures and paperwork, and looking in thrift stores for other options. If I can't do the platform, such as a cot, I am trying to find a really low cot and then a really low storage container that will fit under the cot. So there's a lot of different things that are happening with that. And also a decent cooler. One of my favorites that I'm seeing right now that I like as a soft side cooler is an RTIC. I think that's how to pronounce that. And hopefully I'll find one that doesn't break the bank, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on with that. Anyway, like I said, the cot is a backup if I can't get the platform built at this point, but I'm still talking to people about the platform and helping me figure out a way if that's what's going to work. And I'm sure one or the other is going to show up. And I always say this or something better. So whatever shows up, shows up. So the feelings that I'm having since finding out about the deaths a few days ago, and preparing for the death anniversaries coming up, and they've kind of been keeping me in this contemplative yet peaceful place for some reason. I'm not really sure how to explain it. It's just been kind of like this steady hum, I guess, instead of up and down, or craziness or anything like that. It's just been pretty steady. And it's different for me than what I once did in my life, because in the past, anxiety was the name of the game, and I'm not really feeling that. And I appreciate that things are shifting and I'm feeling like a whole lot better. And the other things that are going on, trust and faith, are coming out stronger for me too, as well as releasing control. And there's something to this process, yet I don't really understand how it works. And maybe I'm not supposed to, and that's okay. So my biggest message that's been coming out over this time has been, when you make the decision, you can find your truth and light inside, healing from any kind of trauma, and learn to follow your path, the one that was meant for you, not someone else's version of what you need to be or need to do or whatever, your version of it. And healing is possible. Staying stuck isn't necessary, and feeling good and at peace is obtainable. I feel like I'm living my dream at this point. Things haven't like exploded and, shock and awe, and it's all, beautiful. It's still got stuff happening because I'm human. And I'm noticing things though, and I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling more connected with people. I'm feeling way more connected with myself. I'm also continuing to release these emotions that no longer serve. Like one of them is fear. And I think I'm going to continue on this theme until I come full circle in working through fear. I did a meeting with someone for 3 hours-ish the other day, and to help, you know, so they can use the recording for their content. And also part of that meeting, actually walking through that meeting, was also walking through those fears and stuff, because what happened after the meeting was I came up against some full out overwhelm in getting all of this stuff out there in a way that works for me and you, because it has to be simple, it has to be organic, and it has to be who I am. I'm not out there to impress anybody. I'm not out there to, you know, make anybody feel bad about themselves. That's like the last thing that my intention is. So, so I'm working through it and finding my voice in the way that I know is my voice and not someone else's. And so whenever the challenge was, whenever it's time for me to do marketing, though, there's still quite a bit to learn and understand. And with everything else going on at the present, with the deaths and the changes I'm going through, both emotionally and physically, it's taking its toll on me. And it's all revolving around fear. And I feel okay most of the time, yet there's times when I get triggered and find myself having to sit with the trigger and tell myself I'm okay in this moment, even through the fear. And, you know, most of my life, and I've heard that most people have this particular fear. There's different fears that like a lot of people have. There's like the fear of isolation. Nobody wants to be alone. There's the fear of the unknown. That's a big one for me. Both of them are actually big. But when I woke up on that morning, I think it was yesterday, that's when it felt like this cloud was taunting me into losing myself. I don't know if that was my ego playing head games with me or what, but normally I feel like that's happening. So it's not, it happens, it doesn't happen, it happens. So I think that's why all this feels so surreal, because I kind of expect that to happen. And it actually didn't really, it didn't, because I was present the whole time. So it's kind of hard to explain that, but hopefully you understood what I was saying. Anyway, yeah, and there's a lot spinning around me right now. Once again, I get to go back into a belief that I've had for many years, that I don't have enough time, and I get caught up in the spin, and then I walk my way back out of it. So it's all just surfacing, and I'm learning how to walk through it. I mean, that's the best way I can explain it. And sometimes when I set a time goal, I lose myself in needing to make sure that I get what I need accomplished in that time frame. And this one being the time allotted to how long I'm going to be in the place that I'm staying in. So for example, I'm looking at being here for another month, and I have to make sure I get everything finished in that time frame. And one thing feeling like a burden is another belief I carried out throughout my life. So that comes up on this where I feel like I'm, overstaying my welcome, or, whatever. But those are just little things that are peaking, and they're not as strong as they used to be. And they're just coming up for me to look at it, and it's okay. They're just beliefs. So those are two things I'm walking through. And I can do this. And, that's where this is coming from. Now, at some point I will go through like the baseline or kind of an idea of what I went through, my traumas and stuff. So, that I've gone through this stuff, and this is the healing point that I'm on from having gone through that. I mean, I talk about it. Some of the stuff I have opened up to and shared, and there's stuff I probably haven't, but I'm going to put it all in one, thing. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, whether it's going to be a blog or a little small talk or, whatever, but I will share that. So what kinds of things happen with me. So as you can see, there's quite a lot going on here. And in this mind of mine, the one that's constantly, constantly working on things, some more clearing is obviously in order. I have a highly processing mind, so that doesn't help any of this. So it's pretty funny watching my mind, it's interesting that the more work I do, the more clear and the less processing happens within my mind. And I can tell that because I'm not as tired. I have more energy because my mind's not constantly going and going. So here we are on December 3rd, and I'm getting back into the gym. to heal and strengthen my body. And I feel it's really necessary. The strength of the body affects the strength of the mind, and to heal the body, the mind will follow. And it's really, really important for me, especially going on a journey like this, both physically and emotionally. And working out helps to clear out any stuck energies that may be hiding in there. And I'm happy to do it. And I'm starting off slow because I really haven't done it in a long time. When I say a long time, I mean a long time. I think it's been 10 years since I've been in a gym. Probably not that long, but yeah, no, maybe it's about 5 years. So I'm starting out slow. And I can tell, though, that my body is actually receiving it well. It feels like it's actually appreciating me and is happy about it. So I'm also getting back into the starfish exercise. It feels a little bit easier, and I'm taking that slowly too because of the nausea, and that's still happening a bit, but not quite as much as before. And once I move on to the next leg of my journey, I'll share more about how that's going too, because that's a big deal. That encompasses all the fight or flight and the fear and the, there's a whole, and the trauma, and there's a whole bunch of different things that we can heal through our body. And that's necessary for us to do. And because it's like most people don't connect with, we're totally disconnected with our bodies. We feel numb. Some of us feel numb. Some of us feel we've been taught not to feel our feelings, and our feelings are held within the body. So if you can't feel your feelings, you can't feel your body, you don't know what your body's doing. And then you depend on, other people to tell you how to take care of yourself. And that's not how we need to function. It doesn't work. I'm noticing that. I'm finding that. And I'm learning a lot more as to how deeply connected my body and my mind are through the trauma and the stress response. And things are really getting easier than before. And I'm just totally blown away by all this. But I will definitely keep you posted. And any questions or anything, just let me know. And be sure, if you choose, to follow me on whatever you want to. Whatever site. I've got Instagram, I've got a Facebook page, Substack, which is the blog, and the audio version of the podcast. And then there's also YouTube. Now YouTube, I'm going to say it because I keep saying this, because I'd really like for people to get in touch with, hearing this, however it helps them. With YouTube, what I'm understanding is that if the more people that you have who subscribe, the more people it reaches, it like pushes it out to more people, I guess. So, so please, if you don't have, you can subscribe, and then if you're busy, you don't have to listen to it and then come back to it another time, or don't, but it would help definitely, apparently, if there's subscribers. So, so that's what I have to say about that piece. So anyway, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you on the next go round, episode 8 of The Ride of My Life. I'm Caroline Rena. Have a great day.